Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the Steve Malzberg Show on this Friday, Veterans Day. From our New York City studios, happy Veterans Day to all the men and women out there who fought so bravely to keep us safe and secure. We appreciate it. You're all better people than I for putting on that uniform, and we respect you, and you deserve your day. There was a great parade on Fifth Avenue right outside our studio windows earlier today. And I'm happy to say there were people in attendance. That attendance has been dwindling over the years, but it's always heartwarming to see that. Now, the president today, continued tradition, laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. You could see that happening right here, right in front of the tomb. And the president also spoke to the nation.
Veterans Day often follows a hard-fought political campaign, an exercise in the free speech and self-government that you fought for. It often lays bare disagreements across our nation. But the American instinct has never been to find isolation in opposite corners. It is to find strength in our common creed, to forge unity from our great diversity, to sustain that strength and unity even when it is hard.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope the rioters in Portland are listening. Last night, you could see this. Police declared it a riot, anti-Trump riots. There were several arrests. It got violent, and there's been arrests and broken windows in different parts of the country, different cities around the country, and it's very, very, very unfortunate. And they're being egged on. They're being egged on by a media. The most egregious example is this, perhaps. Take a look at this tweet from a woman who writes for an English publication. It's about time for a presidential assassination, Monisha Rajesh. About time for a presidential assassination. And there are hundreds of examples on Twitter of people tweeting out they want Trump assassinated. Absolutely. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show with Roger Stone. I want you to take a look at what Harry Reid put out as a statement today. Harry Reid, he's retiring. He was the majority leader of the Senate, most recently currently minority leader of the Senate. Let's put up his part of his statement right here, ladies and gentlemen. Get this. I have personally been on the ballot in Nevada for 26 elections. I've never seen anything like the reaction to the election completed last Tuesday. The election of Donald Trump has emboldened the forces of hate and bigotry in America. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a sitting minority leader, the top Democrat in the U.S. Senate, is saying this. I believe he's inciting purposely. Watch more. You want to see more? Here's more. White nationalists, Vladimir Putin and ISIS are celebrating Donald Trump's victory, while innocent law-abiding Americans are racked with fear, especially African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Muslim Americans, LGBT Americans, and Asian Americans. Watching white nationalists celebrate while innocent Americans cry tears of fear does not feel like America. Really? First of all, it strikes me. Asian Americans are cowering in fear right now? Asian Americans? Really? But the nerve, a man in his position to write this, it's unprecedented. One more. I have heard more stories in the past 48 hours of Americans living in fear of their own government and their fellow Americans than I can remember hearing in 5 decades in politics. Folks, there's something very wrong. You have a media pushing this narrative. Now you have Harry Reid pushing this narrative. And what do? You get riots in the streets. You're going to have more. You think you've seen anything? Wait as the inauguration gets closer and closer. The only thing that we could take solace in is that it's going to get colder and colder in many of these places. And these anarchists, for the most part, don't like the cold weather. But I'm telling you, folks, this is outrageous. Outrageous. But happy Veterans Day, everybody. We have a lot more to discuss with regard to Harry Reid and everything else.